Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.
Let me take you for a ride. The passenger doors slide up and all you see is the hammer with thorn side. My levels stay high, bars in maximum health. Due to all these hyper combos, the devil may cry. Grenade launchers cave your roof. When I'm triggered like Captain Commando going rogue, armed to the saber tooth. Strap bombs across the chest, turn to scraps. All you marvel at what doesn't make Capcom. Whether you a juggernaut that caught a slug or not, you get your head peeled. Gambit's card poured and Chris bled in the red field. Wesker could die too. I threw a fireball to lit the sky blue from within, but I'm no kin to Ryu. So what you offer? What I produce in the hawk eye of the storm and knock loose the armor off any author. That goes for most writers that know this venomous heat. I spit out fiery skulls from a billion ghost riders. Can't crack parts of the Iceman Blackheart for pushing my buttons as if it was A, B, back, start forward and up and down like a stock exchange. You look at one Dr. Doom, then the other Doctor Strange.
Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.
Started recording.
You started when I was making that weird noise?
Maybe. It's possible that was picked up.
Whoops. I'm a weirdo. Let's go. We're back. SwordCast. It's been a minute since we did an episode. I think the last time we did an episode was
mid-July. July 17th.
Acolyte finale
Yes. Yep.
Dropped, which was fire, by the way.
It was. Can't wait for season 2.
Great. Cannot wait for season 2. Kumir, one of the dopest Star Wars characters I've seen in a long time. But yeah, man, what are you into currently? I think this is episode 182. I'm not sure, but something like that.
Something like that. Let me tell you what I've been into, goddammit.
Uh-oh.
Who's ready for story times with Hero Beats, baby? Bruh. Well, first, let's get the other stuff out of the way. I've started playing video games again. I found my first quote-unquote Souls-like that I kind of like.
What is it?
Rise of the Ronin.
Oh, I need to play that.
Pretty good. It's not nearly as hard as Elden Ring, in my opinion. It's not nearly as bullshit. You actually fight against humans and not snot monsters like snot demons like fucking all these other games.
Demons.
Yeah, it's cool. It kind of reminds me of Battle Ended to Shinden a little bit in terms of the combat. Combat is fire. So yeah, I've been playing that, but I also hooped. I hooped recently. And hey, look, man. It could have just been a nice little, hey, let's just kind of shoot around little jumpers and goddamn, let's just kind of play around a little bit. It could have just been that. As a matter of fact, it was that. It was that for the first, I don't know, 2 hours. Because, you know, I was playing with all my old men friends, all our 30 and up guys. We just kind of played a little 3-on-3 outside. I was shooting that bitch straight. I was having a good, you know what I'm saying, shooting day. So I was very confident. And just when we were about to finish, we were done. I was about to go home. And these young whippersnappers pull up in this, they literally pull up together in a black truck.
Oh.
And it's like I eventually learned that it was a father and 4 kids.
Wait, a father was a whippersnapper?
No, well, he was our age, but the kids were whippersnappers. The kids, that's crazy because he was only a few years older than us and he had a kid that was like 17.
Yeah.
Oh shit, nigga, you got a kid
My son is 14.
Damn near, right.
It could happen.
Yeah. But anyways, so, and it was all good, bro. Like, you know, they wanted to play. I was getting ready to go. It's fine. You know, we'll run one more. We'll run a full, which was crazy because we've been playing half court all day. And the last one is full court. That's crazy. Like, you usually go bigger and then you finish smaller. But this was a little bit the opposite, especially when you're not in shape. But whatever, I did it. And so, you know, I was doing the normal amount of old head shit talking. Very, very friendly, very like, you know, I kind of made a joke about like when I was introducing myself to him. And I make sure to very clearly introduce myself and establish a mature grown adult to child relationship, because these were children. These were high schoolers. I'm fucking an adult as hell. I'm literally over double their age.
Right. So
I introduced myself like, hey, how you doing? I'm Omari. You know what I'm saying? Good to meet y'all. What's your name? What's your name, big fella? Blah, 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 blah. Just kind of establish it's all good, right?
Yeah. We're not here to.
You know. Also, and again, more importantly, I'm grown. It's really the message that I wanted to get across.
The story is, that you're grown.
Yeah. I'm an adult. Check. Much better. Shit. All right, check. So, you know, just kind of clearly, we're back. My bad, had to switch out some tech. Just kind of clearly establishing that this is just a peaceful, nice little game of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Throw the old rubber around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the colloquial word for a basketball is. It's not a pigskin. What do they call a basketball?
No.
Throw the old round ball around. You know?
Round ball.
You know what I'm saying?
Shooting some hoops.
So again, I was doing a little bit of antagonizing because that's what you do as an old man, and you ain't got the same level of skills. Well, the skills are still there, but just the athleticism and the stamina.
The spryness.
So I was just kind of doing a little poking, a little like, all right, let me see who I'm gonna check. Which one of y'all can't shoot? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. And I think that pissed him off. But you know, you gotta young hoopers, you gotta do better than that. Now you can't let me get in your head that quick.
Hey man,
so
this generation,
man, soft. Good grief,
extremely
soft. So like
mentally,
and every time like they would make a move, and I'm in my old head coach phase. Right. So every time they made a move to the basket, I would, you know, all right, good move, good shot, big fella. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of encouraging kind of stuff every time they made a move to the basket, even if they scored on me, which didn't happen very often, but even if it did,
right?
You know, a good shot, good finish, tough shot, that kind of thing. So I was trying to make it clear. I was trying to establish, like, I'm going to talk a little shit, but it's all good, man. Y'all are the young dogs. I'm trying to help y'all out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So who am I gonna check? Which one of y'all can't shoot? Now somebody airball. All right, I'm gonna check him. He can't shoot. He can't play. So I'm out of shape. I ain't finna guard. I'm gonna guard him. He can't hoop. So then they get to you know, we win pretty easily. I really wasn't doing a whole lot that game. I hit a couple of jumpers, but I was very tired, and I was just kind of like chirping and just like walking slowly up and down the court. Not really doing a whole lot, but we still won, right? Like I had, you know, my cousin was playing with me, a couple of the guys that I play with. A couple of those guys can hoop, and we beat them and I wasn't surprised that we beat them. Like we're fucking grown men, right? Like of course we beat them. I wouldn't have let nobody beat me when I was. I'm just saying.
I would let the old guys beat me when I was that age.
But we did. So then I went over because I was a little bit, I wouldn't say I was worried. I was a little like, I want to just make sure it wasn't no, you know, hey man, I was just talking shit, big fella. Good shit, man. It's all good. Dapped him up. And then it went south quick. I was legitimately surprised by this.
This generation, dog.
I was legitimately surprised by the audacity for two reasons. One, because he was with his dad, and it's like, you let your son talk to grown men like this?
Oh, that's crazy.
And again, I am a whole grown adult, so like at no point did I ever feel any type of real way about it. But like, I went to dap him up, and he was like, "Oh no, don't fucking dap me up, nigga. Y'all suck."
He said that
to me, and
his father was
right next to him. So I was like, at first I was like, who's son?
We got knuckleheads raising knuckleheads, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My surprise was so genuine when he said that I was legitimately confused. I was like, I thought he was talking because they were mad at each other during the game too. I thought he was talking about his teammate. I was like, well, who sucks? Me?
Excuse me?
I suck? Like, what are we talking about?
Oh goodness.
And then he was like, "No, y'all on God, y'all suck." You know, on God, y'all suck. Blah, blah, blah. And then his sister started popping off too. She was playing with him as well. And I'm like, wait a minute, y'all lost. What do you mean? What do you mean
I'm
we
so
suck?
disappointed in just this age bracket that you're talking
Man,
about.
16.
So disappointed.
Like, what do you mean we suck? Like, we beat y'all. What you talking about? What'd that say about y'all? You know what I mean? Like, what we doing here? Like, I get it. Like, we can do the shit talking, but like, we don't suck, clearly. Unless you trash. Are you trash? Because if you're trash, then cool. If not, then we got to do something different. You know what I mean? We got to figure out a different way to describe what happened here.
Goodness, man, these kids, bro.
Then he was like, man, all you got is a jumper, and even that's 50-50. And I was like, son,
child,
50-50 is the best in the league. If I'm shooting 50-50 from 3, I'm the greatest shooter of all time. What are you even talking about? If I'm shooting that bitch 50% from 3, bro, I'm the best shooter ever. Steph Curry don't even shoot 50% from 3 for his career. What are we even talking about?
Oh my goodness.
And then he started talking even crazier. He was like, you know, you put some money out there, I'll for sure beat you. And I was like, bro, you better beat me. We play for money. I'm 36, dog. Like, Jesus. You better beat me. And then, cause you know, they don't like it when you take away they slam dunk. Yeah, like, nigga, first of all, I don't think he would beat me. But like, right. But if he did, and he's a 16-year-old like varsity basketball player, I wouldn't be surprised. Right. Like, I would be disappointed in my when I was 16 and I was playing against a washed 36-year-old, even if they used to play college ball, I would expect to win. Right. I would expect to win that matchup. I don't think he would. More on that later. But thanks. Whatever the case. So then he doubled down on, like, after I kind of took away the slam dunk. Of course you would win, bro. I'm old. Like, what you mean? Like, I ain't no big deal. He was like, no, you wouldn't even score. And I was like, okay.
And this kid's father is
right there,
present,
right there the whole time. And so then I'm like, okay, all right. He wants to play again, guys. Come on, get your shoes on. He wants to play again. He didn't say he wanted to play again yet because he already started packing his shoes up. But I goaded him back out there. I was like, all right, no, he wants to play again. Come on, bring him out there. Let's get it. Let's get it. And I was like, you know, and so now I was on his ass. Yeah. I was on his ass now. I was in his fucking, like, every time he missed a shot, I was, nah. You know what I'm saying? Every time he turned the ball over, nah, right here, goddamn. And he was getting mad at me because there was one time where I was kind of messing with him on it because I wasn't guarding him. He was their point guard. I was guarding somebody else, and he kept trying to get me to guard him. I'm like, bro, I ain't finna guard you, dog. Like, what for? What? You can't even score on dog. What you want me to guard you for? You can't even score on my mans. I ain't finna give you an easy exit. I don't play defense. Play against a nigga that's gonna play some defense.
Hilarious.
And there was one point where he was getting mad at me because I was kind of messing with him during the dead ball. I was kind of like standing. You know how you kind of annoyingly stand right in front of somebody, you kind of set like a lazy screen. Bro, yeah, I could feel him trying to push off, and I was like, oh, hold on now. Let me let you feel this weight right quick, nigga. I'm strong. Nah, I ain't just fat. I'm strong. God damn it. Let me let you feel this weight a little bit. Because I'll put you in a headlock, goddamn. I'll give you a noogie. At no point do I feel physically threatened by you at all.
You're a child.
You are a baby, my friend. I am a grown-ass man. I'll give you a swirly over the toilet, goddamn. Oh, hold on now. Be careful, nigga. I enjoy you, but be careful.
Goodness.
That they said in Game of Thrones, that this is for the Game of Thrones fans. There was a scene in season 2, I believe, where Tywin Lannister is interacting with Arya Stark when she's undercover as a commoner boy, and she says something smart to Tywin. Tywin is he's like the one of the main bad guys from season 2, and he's basically like Darth Sidious, but like in Game of Thrones with no magic, but just like a master tactician. And Tywin looked over at her and was like, "Hold on now, hey." Be careful, because Arya undercover was very charming, and he kind of liked her a little bit. Like, oh, she's this little smart little boy, even though she was pretending to be a boy. And at one point, she said something smart to that nigga. He was like, hey, be careful. I enjoy you, but be careful. You better watch your damn mouth, because I turn all this shit off right quick. That's basically the moment I had with him. Like, oh, hold on now. I said, I feel you getting a little frisky, but I need you to feel this weight and know that you can't move me. And know that if I decided to put you in a headlock, it ain't shit you can do about it. You just be in there until I'm ready to let you go. So anyways, we get to, and then they start talking crazy. And then I start making jumpers. And boy, when I say I was popping off, dog, you niggas better fucking guard me, bro. You either need to guard me or you need to shut your fucking mouth. You cannot do both. You can't talk shit and leave me open at the same time, because I'm knocking this bitch down. I've been hitting the bottom of that nylon for 25 years. For way too long for me to sit here and let you talk crazy to me, boy.
Oh my gosh.
I was shooting that bit. The game winner was a 30-footer, bro. And we were up by like 8. We were killing them, bro. The game winner was like, and we weren't up by that much. We weren't up by that. We were up by like 4 or something like that. But they were talking crazy. I actually didn't hit the. Is
the dad hooping with them?
He's like coaching them kind of.
So, and he's just okay with his kid being.
Well, I'll get to the dad in a second.
Being a little butt swipe.
I'll get to the dad in a second. I ain't here to parent to whatever. So I'll just say this. I was popping off. I was talking crazy. They went on a little bit of a run kind of towards the end. And I hit a dagger 30-footer. And I was like, yeah, that'll shut him up. That'll shut him up. And then my man's hit, we got a steal and we got a layup to win the game. Boy, I was talking, dog.
Ah. Go home with your dad, kids.
Right. Get your motherfucking ass out of here. Go do your homework, little ass boy. God damn it. Y'all, hey,
oh my God.
Listen, bro. I don't play defense no more. I don't really dribble that often anymore either. Although I do got to pull up on. I come off a screen and pull up. But don't you ever leave me open. Like, I'm not having that shit. I don't care who you are. I don't care what level I'm playing at. If you leave me open, I'm knocking that bitch down. I'll shoot with the confidence. If you're not in the NBA, if you're not in the national BA, if you're not in the National Basketball Association or some other type of top tier pro league, don't leave me open. I shoot with that kind of confidence, bro. I'm sorry. He's seen me shoot before.
Facts.
Listen, I talk a lot of shit, but I'm trying to tell y'all. My stats are still on the internet somewhere. I shot like 43% from 3 my junior year. That's really good. That's elite.
That is elite.
Don't fucking leave me open. I'm knocking that bitch down. And don't open your mouth talking about I'm weak or I ain't gonna score. Like, nah, I'm scoring every time. If you leave me open, or if you give me even a little bit of room and I'm coming off a screen, I'm knocking that bitch down. And these were double rims too, by the way.
Right. Which is, you gotta be a high level shooter.
Double rims hitting that bitch bottom of that motherfucker.
Double rims.
So the moral of the story is, hey man, just don't listen. If you got an old grizzled vet out there that has shot some jump shots in his life, don't start talking crazy and let that nigga get warm and be open. Don't do that. I don't care. Don't do it. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to Noveliss. Don't do it to Sly, even though I don't know if Sly can shoot like us, but Sly from New York, you know them niggas can't shoot. Sly got handles, and I'm sure Sly is a good playmaker, but I don't know. I think I can outshoot Sly. But don't do it to Trey. Who else hoop in the Discord?
Oh my gosh.
Anybody else? I think that's it. I think it's us 4. But yeah, don't do that shit. Don't leave us open. That's all. Check up, young fella. You know what I'm saying? Check up, bro.
So real quick, I also have a basketball story. Mine's just not short. I just haven't hooped in forever, and I am playing in a men's league with a former college teammate of mine who asked me to come play, and I have not played in so long. And I went and played last Wednesday, and I texted you afterwards. I was like, I'm about to hoop for the first time in like a year and a half. I was like, we'll see how this goes. And you know what? Went out, scored like 26 points. And I was just like, I can still play in it. And it's just weird, because now, as a coach and a trainer.
Oh yeah. See the game different.
See the game way differently.
It's frustrating though too, I bet. When you can see.
Yeah, because now other players bother me a lot
more than they used to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was fun, and I'm gonna play again this Wednesday, so see how that goes. But what I've been into big time It's Tekken 8, man. I got back into playing some fighting games. Was definitely. Can you hear me? I can't hear myself good.
Say something else.
Am I being okay?
I can see that you are in there.
Okay. I just don't hear good in the headphones. I don't know.
Wait. How about now?
Yo, that's better.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I started. See, I can't hear myself again.
Oh,
Technical difficulties. I don't know.
Short?
But is this showing up on the thing? Then I'm sure
it is showing up. I can hear you.
But yeah, I started playing Tekken 8. I had hit you up a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? That's it. I need to get a game. Haven't inspired me to want to get back in playing fighting games. So I hit you up, and I was like, man, should I get Tekken 8 or Street Fighter 6? You know, and you were kind of like, man, you gotta get Tekken 8, and I was like, all right, man. So I picked up Tekken 8. Tekken 7, I played a lot. Are we gonna do a headphone switch out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Live on air.
Live on air tech change up. So you're gonna give me these. I'm gonna get rid of these. You want me to unplug those? Yo, oh my gosh, that's
better.
Say much better.
Boom.
But yeah, so Tekken 8. I picked it up. I played Tekken 7 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Tekken 7.
Me too. I played that. That's the one I played the most online, I think.
Yeah, I played a lot of Tekken 7. So, when I missed Tekken 8 when it first came out, but obviously wanted to play it, so finally picked it up. Started playing it. I love it so much. It's so good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Yoshimitsu, I'm a Yoshimitsu guy. He's my favorite character. He's my main. He's my favorite fighting game character ever. So I pretty much, realized that I could. His bag from Tekken 7 was pretty much the same. You know what I mean? But then there's kind of these added elements of like the heat stuff and the new ways to do those things, and there's some new stuff in this game. And I pretty much hopped online. I played some of the little arcade quest thing on there is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I played some of that stuff, and so I started playing ranks, and I was like winning a lot, and I was just like, oh, I'm good. Am I good? You know what I'm saying? You know how that goes. But long story short, I am in the red ranks, which is, from what I've seen, is on the internet means that you're pretty good if you can get there, and if you can get over about 100,000 Tekken prowess, it kind of means that you're a pretty decent player at the game. So
yep.
I made it to the red ranks, and I have pretty much only used my Tekken 7 Yoshimitsu bag, right? So now I'm kind of, I'm in the gym a little bit, training, trying to implement some of the newer things in the game, so I can kind of hang with some of these people at the higher levels. So it's fun, man. I will say, playing online, I go from feeling like I'm an elite Tekken player to feeling like I'm the worst Tekken player of all time. Literally between like 2 matches.
Yep.
No in between. But Tekken's dope, man. I do get. There are some characters I just hate playing against. King
Dragunov.
King in this game is one of the most annoying characters. Like, sometimes I literally just want to. I don't quit, but when I see somebody pick King, I literally just want to quit.
Yep.
And the problem is, like, I know they've simplified some of his moves, and the grappling stuff is just, it's super annoying.
They made it so easy, bro.
And then another thing that bothers me is, like, you'll see, so Tekken prowess is kind of a rating based on how well you play the game. You know what I mean? And it's just proof of it, right? That people are just kind of exploiting the cheapness of King, because you'll be at those higher ranks and you'll run into a King player who's got the same rank in that same ranking area, but their Tekken prowess will be kind of low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's because they don't play exactly.
Yep.
They're cheesing.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I know how that is.
So
you saw that a lot in Smash too, in Elite Smash.
Mm-hmm. So it's weak, but it's what it's what people do. But the game's dope. It's really fun. I'm still kind of holding out on a Lei Wulong being part of some DLC in the future.
Will, for sure.
Because that's kind of my second, my second favorite player. So I've been just kind of playing with, and Yoshimitsu is I'm really good with him, but there's, he's like a medium range fighter, so you can kind of run into some trouble when people get in, extra close. And but I've always Tekken is a game that I always, because Jay once he was playing it, and I was trying to tell him, like, you really gotta like study the moves, because you can't button mash in Tekken.
No.
Which, it may be the only fighting game where you can't button mash. And
I mean, I think you can, but it's like,
I don't know.
I think you can at like the beginner's level. Yeah. Like if you're playing against another beginner, you can. But if you're playing against somebody who knows anything what they're doing, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and then it's I think the combos are so hard in terms of the button configuration. But I've always felt like Tekken, and since they're like that, it really rewards you for being able to string together those combos, because really once you get somebody in it, they can't really get out of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Speaking of combos, I think the gentlemen in the SwordCast have gotten better. But when they first started talking about Tekken 7, when that first came out, and they were like, "Oh, we should play Tekken 7," and like blah 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 blah, and then I saw somebody make a comment about, "Oh man, he doing juggles." And I was like,
bro, I got it. So another thing I really love about Tekken is you can definitely create your own.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I always do that.
Yeah. So another thing I love about Tekken is you can like put together your own combos that will work, that aren't necessarily recommended by the game.
For sure. What I usually do is I go with the recommended sample combos, and then I add, like, they're always the foundation, and then I add to that.
I have a couple like really dope Yoshimitsu combos that I've kind of built and created.
Well, I'll just say this: when they were saying in the Discord, like, "Oh man, he doing juggles," I was dabbling. Oh, maybe I'll play a couple rounds with them, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah." If y'all surprised at juggles, then I don't know if we should play together.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
I got some nice. I got a couple nice Yoshimitsu launch boys.
I wouldn't even say that juggles are advanced. It's like that's how you play.
You gotta play. You have to be able to juggle.
Like you can't do the moves without juggling.
I just think you gotta have at least one go-to. If you don't have, because you're almost missing.
That's how you do damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you get somebody in the air and you don't capitalize on it, you're cutting your chances to win like in half, maybe more. But shout out to Tekken 8. It's excellent. The character customization is insane and hilarious, and you run into some ridiculously dressed characters online. So it's been dope. Tekken 8. Boom. Quick wrestling recap. Not going to talk long because we literally just did a 20-hour no, it wasn't that long, but we just did a podcast appearance on Hot Tag Radio, man, which was
it was fun.
Really dope. Shout out to Ube and Cliff. They had us on, talk about the album. We talked about SummerSlam, which was last night. So just quick SummerSlam recap. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Match was dope. Again, to me, the whole thing about SummerSlam was that it was full of very predictable results and moments,
but feel good.
But they were the right ones, so I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, Roman Reigns coming back. Best match, favorite match of the night, Gunther versus Damian Priest. And, so we'll see where we go from here. But overall, SummerSlam was fun.
It was good, yeah.
And again, just because things are predictable doesn't always mean they're bad. Sometimes we need to give,
give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want, and give the wrestling companies props for not dropping the ball. Yes. Similar to Spider-Man, No Way Home. Remember?
Yes.
Kind of a situation where we kind of knew what was going to happen, but just deliver it and don't mess it up. So that's kind of what that was. But San Diego Comic-Con was just passed. Lots of news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con. We're getting a Fantastic Four movie.
We are. Set in the 60s.
Confirmed, and that's what I was going to say. I think the cool thing about this movie, and a very interesting element that probably will make it work really good in a way it's where you don't have to do the whole where were these characters at the whole time and all this stuff was happening if we're doing it all in the same universe, which is that this movie takes place in the 60s. And if you know about the Fantastic Four, they go on this mission, they get they get kind of
radio or gamma rays,
exposed to
cosmic rays.
Yeah, they get exposed to some radiation. That's how they get their powers, and they also are like stuck in space for a while. So
while their powers are happening to them, it was horrifying. Actually. Like imagine just catching on fire and you're like, bro, what the fuck?
What's happening? I think that's a really cool element from that movie, and I think it's gonna make it work, man. And it seems like we're getting at real Galactus, and he's not gonna be a thunderstorm.
No, I saw a clip. He's got a face.
He's got a face.
He's got a face.
Very cool. We'll get into this later, and we'll talk about this later. But the fact that we are finally entering a time where we're just put the superheroes and villains in their comic book costumes, man. That's okay.
I have a hot take. Should I save it till we talk?
No, let's hear the hot take.
I'm glad that we got to see the Wolverine mask. But I thought that shit looked stupid.
I thought it was fire.
I thought that shit looked stupid. Here's the reason why.
I thought it was dope.
I thought there are some masks that work excellent on the panel, but they don't work well on the screen. Here's why. We never see the back of Wolverine's masks in the comic. In the real 3D world that we live in, the back of his mask just looked like it's like they ran out of design. It was just like a yellow circle and then like the wings came out. Like I just thought the front of the mask looked fine, but the back of the mask was like, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, did you forget to design the rest of it? It's like they drew the drawing on one side of the paper and just turned it and it was just blank on the other side. And that's kind of and honestly, I kind of thought that would be the case. I'm glad they did it and I enjoyed it. I'm not saying that I wish they didn't do it. I'm glad they did it. It like Ryan Reynolds said, or like Deadpool said, it only took 20 years. But I think that's the reason why they never did it until now. It's because they never designed it to be a 3D costume.
I disagree. I thought it was fire. But on this Fantastic Four thing, I'm excited for this movie. There is something about it that bothers me, which we talked about earlier off cam. And you said it's confirmed.
It is confirmed.
They have casted who? I just know that there's
Julia Garner. I think
there's a woman white being casted to play Silver Surfer.
Yep.
That's a little disappointing to me.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Norrin Radd. Norrin Radd's a classic character.
I'm all for I'm all for the women getting roles and stuff, but this is I think every now and then there's a character kind of where they switch the gender on you, and it kind of makes you feel some type of way if you were connected to that character. You know what I mean? And Norrin Radd is a character we've waited to see a proper version of on screen for a while. And then we had a Thunderbolts announcement. I think they showed.
I didn't see any of the footage, but
they showed Thunderbolts footage. But I don't think it was. I think it's one of those things where you had to be there for it. I'm sure it'll hit the internet.
You didn't put down here New World Order as well.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Or Brave New World, whatever they're calling
Cap movie.
Yeah.
So we got Thunderbolts. Do we know who's on the Thunderbolts team?
I think that it's everybody. It's like Winter Soldier, the Phantom chick from Ant-Man.
The Ghost girl.
Yeah, Ghost.
I liked her.
She was dope. I did like her. The Black Widow's little sister. What's her character's name? I forget, but you know what I'm talking about.
Kate Bishop. All I know.
Kate Bishop. I don't know. She's not gonna be in it, but that girl, Svetlana, whatever her name is, she's gonna be in it.
She's gonna be in it.
I think they're moving away from Sentry, unfortunately, which I was disappointed in. He was supposed to be the main villain or
of the Thunderbolts movie.
He was supposed to be the main plot point.
Is Sentry technically a mutant?
No. The way that he could, you never know. But the way that I understand his original origin story, unless it's been retconned, is that the Sentry is basically like super duper duper Captain America. It's the super soldier serum, but like fucking 1 million times concentrated to the point where it basically turns him into Superman. Okay. I think, unless it's been retconned, that's how I understand the Sentry's power. But if you know anything about the Sentry, you know that he's also a fucking loon. He's a crazy person.
He's crazy.
And he loses his mind quite often. And there was one point where Professor X, that's one of the funniest like retcons ever, where they had to explain away, because the Sentry is a fairly new character. I think he was introduced in like the mid 2000s or something like that. You know, he's probably the most Marvel Superman that there is. Maybe him and Hyperion, maybe, or something like that. But like the Sentry is clearly Superman. Like that's
Gladiator
for sure. Gladiator, Hyperion. I mean, Hyperion is from the alternate universe that's like specifically a spoof of DC.
Yeah.
This was Squadron Supreme, and then the most recent version, Blue Marvel technically is a Superman pastiche as well, but the most recent version is Sentry. And the way that they explained away, I think this is true. Somebody fact check me if I'm wrong. The way that they explained away how somebody so powerful could have existed for so long, but we just now found out about him, is that they had Professor X erase everybody's memory of him because he was too powerful. Hey, Charles, come here right quick. We got. It's almost like the writers called the character Charles into the writing room and was like, "Hey, can you just wipe everybody's memory right quick so we can put this character?" Yeah, but my mind, your mind. But the Sentry, his character, he loses his mind all the time, and he becomes the Void, which is a crazily super duper duper powerful version of the Sentry. That's like a Galactus level, like world beater threat. Like he is, like the Sentry. Y'all know how much I talk about World War Hulk and how powerful he is. Like the Sentry was like fighting the World War Hulk to a standstill, like that kind of shit.
That's crazy.
Like the Sentry,
I'm a little disappointed we're not gonna get is it confirmed that they moved off that?
What is confirmed is that Steven Yeun is not playing the character that we thought he was playing, which was the Sentry. He was supposed to be the Sentry. He's no longer playing the Sentry. I don't know if that means that they picked somebody else for the role, or if it means that they went away from it altogether. Yeah. But I think the way that it was going to work is because, again, the Thunderbolts are kind of like Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad, kind of. Not quite as brutal as that, but I think they were going to be going after the same concept. Here's these villains. We got to turn them into a superhero team because we need them to handle some dirty work that we don't want the heroes to handle.
Right.
And I think that the plot was for them to try to track the Sentry down.
That would have been fire. There's been
or the Void, I guess.
Yeah, there's been some dope Thunderbolts teams in the comics too. So I'm actually looking forward to this movie. The new Captain America movie. Was a Brave New World with Falcon as Cap. Obviously, we kind of found out that Red Hulk is going to be in this movie. Thunderbolt Ross. It can't be the same actor. He's not alive anymore, is he?
I think they just recast.
Yeah.
Because the original actor is dead, and it's now it's now Harrison Ford, and they keep making him do stuff, bro.
Wait, he's Thunderbolt Ross?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
They keep making Harrison Ford do stuff, man.
Do things?
He's old and tired. Leave him alone.
I've never seen him look more uninterested than he did in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh my god!
My man literally looked like he just showed up to the movie in the clothes that he wore.
Bro, he literally was wearing a white tee and some jeans. That's literally what he was wearing in the one scene he was in.
Oh my god!
Like, bro, he was basically looking at the camera like, "Oh, can I get my check now?
Am I done?"
Fuck, I'm old. I'm tired. Stop making me do stuff.
Goodness gracious, I did not.
I get it. I'm like, I'm one of the best, in terms of summer blockbuster action heroes, but I'm also 90, dog.
I'm 100 years old. Stop putting me in stuff. that's kind of disappointing. I didn't know that. But and then of course the two big announcements, right? Avengers: Secret Wars, which this man called on this podcast like literally like 4 years ago.
Yes, finally. So here's what I'm reading real quick. It does appear this headline says that Steven Yeun's replacement as the Sentry is confirmed in a new report. So it looks like they are still doing
the Sentry. That's kind of sweet.
Lewis Pullman is apparently going to be maybe the Sentry. He got a punchable face. I can see it. So I think they're still going to go with the Void. They're going to be tracking down the Void. And the team is Ghost, Red Guardian, Yelena Belova,
that's our lineup.
Taskmaster, U.S. Agent. That's actually a fire lineup.
It is, but I wish that Winter Soldier was in there.
I think he's going to be in it because he was in. I think he's going to be in it. Yes. Sorry. The first fucking sentence in the paragraph is Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes will lead the Thunderbolts. I just skipped that for some reason. My bad.
Oh, there we go. Now I'm interested.
Yeah. That's a good team, though. That looks good.
And then the big one, Avengers: Doomsday. Getting this.
What are we thinking now?
Getting this news that Tony Stark is going to play. I'm assuming some variant of Doctor Doom.
Calling this right now, he is not playing the real Doctor Doom.
There's no way he's playing the real Doctor.
He's not playing the version of Doctor Doom that will be in Doctor Doom Secret Wars or Avengers Secret Wars.
So before we intelligent comic book fans give what was just your initial reaction when you saw this? Like, what was your initial reaction? Non comic book educated reaction. What was your initial reaction to this? Just of like what did you do when you first saw that? Want me to show you what I did?
What'd you do?
That.
Yeah, we actually found out together.
Lip smack.
We were together. As a matter of fact, I think I told you.
We did. We found out at the same time.
Yeah.
I just lip smacked.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
So
I thought it was them being really scared of
Jonathan Majors and the Kang thing. I think that
here real quick, just to put a pin in that, I am confirming that the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns is derived from a special serum that was from the same. It's a variant of the super soldier serum. That's how Sentry got his powers.
Sentry. Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. I think that I never once thought that Tony Stark was flat out playing Doctor Doom. Clearly, this is going to be in my opinion, some variant of Doom, or some Tony Stark variant that becomes Doctor Doom in some other universe. I agree with you. I don't think in any way he's going to be Victor Von Doom. I don't think in any way he's going to be the Doom that's going to be in Secret Wars. I would love for Marvel to keep this actor under wraps and not even announce it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we just see him in the movie. I also just can't help but it's and I mean, I know these two characters are linked. They have a lot of history. There's Infamous Iron Man, where it's Doctor Doom. It's a comic book story where Doctor Doom becomes his own version of Iron Man.
I don't buy that shit. Here's why. That's such a niche fucking comic arc. Don't nobody care about that shit enough for Marvel to base their entire arc on that.
I don't think that's what it is. I'm just saying the two characters have history with each other. I just think that even if they are doing what I think they're doing, which is, I mean, I'm like 90% sure that's what they're doing. But I just, like, can you imagine how much cooler it would have been if they would have just announced the movie and then you just watch the movie and then at some point this Doom variant or Tony Stark variant takes his mask off and it's Tony Stark.
That would be way cooler.
It would have been so much better. But
that would have been way cooler.
Like you said, they're scared of the losing Majors and the Kang thing, so they just had to, you know what I'm saying, just get some shock reaction, and they did that. So, I mean, you know, I'm a little annoyed by it, but it's all right.
Yeah, me too. I just kind of feel like the same, right? Like I think there's zero chance that he plays the version of, look, so here's what's going to happen. Here's what was going to happen for sure in Kang Dynasty. They were going to do,
it's crazy to me that the Kang is just done.
Honestly, it's crazy, but also this might actually be a blessing in disguise, because if you remember, it never really should have been Kang to begin with. It always should have been Doom.
I agree with that. It should have always been Doom, but I still think we were heading
for sure
in a Doom direction. I just think we were it sooner now.
So here's what happens. I think that this is them course correcting for what may have been a mistake, in the sense that they were going to use Kang to set up Doctor Doom, and they were going to use a Doctor Doom storyline and replace Kang, replace him with Kang. They were gonna do like.
So you think this Avengers Doomsday was gonna be a Kang movie?
It for sure. It literally is the replacement of Kang Dynasty. Yes, okay. And I think from what I have read online, I don't know if this is how legit it is. They were literally going to do some version of the multiverse collapse where they all try to stop Kang and they fail, and it ends up in this weird hodgepodge mishmash dimension that is called Battle World.
Yep.
And if you know anything about Secret Wars, who was the person who fucking created Battle Wars or Battle World? Dr. Doom.
God, Emperor Doom.
So
do we think the Void is going to be Battle World from the Deadpool Wolverine? Getting ahead of ourselves.
Sure, it could be. It could be. That's a good. I hadn't thought about that, but that could be a way to do that. But the point is, the thing that they were going to do with Kang already was a Doctor Doom storyline. Mm-hmm. So like them replacing Kang's story with Doctor Doom is not only fine, it's probably what they should have done to begin with.
Right. Okay.
It would have been. I mean, and I get it though. Like Kang is a bigger villain than to just be the boss of Ant-Man 3. Like I get it. He's a much bigger deal than that.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot he was in that movie.
That's basically his Marvel career.
That movie sucks.
It was all right. It was the best of the Ant-Mans, but I didn't like any of the Ant-Mans. So
that's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah.
I also sidebar, and whenever we talk about Kang, I always have to throw out that Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon, has the best Kang arc. Yeah. So if you want your Kang fix, go watch his arc on Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's very good. That cartoon is amazing. So check that out.
So I think what's going to happen is that at some point they're going to do something similar with Doomsday. I don't know if it's going to be what they've done a good job of is sort of making sure that you understand that the timelines are the same things as like other universes, because it's not. I think that's sort of the case in the Marvel comic world, but it's not as explicitly stated, because like the Days of Apocalypse timeline also has a different universe designation. I don't know what it is, but that's different than so does like Age of Apocalypse, Days of Future Past. Both of them are different quote unquote timelines, but they're also quote unquote different universes as well. So this is explicitly the case in the MCU. They're all different timelines and they're all different universes. So somehow they're going to do a collapse of the multiverse. They already set it up in the end of Multiverse of Madness. The incursions are already happening.
Yeah.
They kind of, I mean, honestly, bro, like this Fox acquisition kind of it's given them such an easy magic like paintbrush to just be like, yeah, no, all of that shit. Yeah. It's just all different variants. It's all different dimensions. It's all the same shit now. Because if Deadpool and slightly ahead of ourselves, if Deadpool and Wolverine proved anything, it's that literally every single superhero movie under the Marvel banner is in the MCU. Fox, Blade, because the Blade movies weren't even in the Fox verse because I think that Fantastic Four and X-Men were technically supposed to be in the same universe. I think had those movies done better, you probably would have saw a crossover at some point. Blade, the new Fantastic Four that nobody liked, all of that shit. Just a different. Hey man, it's all good, bro. It's just a different universe, just a different timeline. And you know what? That actually works. I know y'all sick of multiverse shit, but that's the best way to explain it.
Yep.
That's the best way to explain it.
I am sick of multiverse stuff,
but here's the good news. You know what happens at the end of Secret Wars?
Reset.
Soft reboot. One universe. Miles Morales, Peter Parker in the same universe for the first time ever. Did you know that I guess I knew this, but it didn't dawn on me until much, much later, that the main bad guy from Marvel Secret Wars, the evil version of Reed Richards, whose name I can't remember now, Mastermind or Tinkerer, the Tinkerer, is that his name or that's somebody else? No, that's somebody else.
Not sure.
Something, whatever. That's just the ultimate version of Reed Richards.
See, variant.
Yeah, but what I mean is when Ultimate Fantastic Four dropped in 1999, it's that Reed Richards.
Right.
I didn't put that together until recently.
That's crazy.
That it's literally the same. He just turned heel at some point over the past 24 years. He just turned heel, and I guess nobody noticed it. But that is the guy in Secret Wars 2015 who is like trying to beat the 616 universe to the punch because he wants his universe to win out. But yeah, that's what they're gonna do. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, guys. They were already planning this. It'll be fine, and we're gonna be right.
But yeah, I agree. I agree with that, and I think we're heading in a good place for the first time in a minute with MCU stuff. So,
because once they do that, you're gonna have Spider-Man, you're gonna have X-Men, you're gonna have Fantastic Four, you're gonna have the Avengers.
I am tired of kid Spider-Man, bro. I am entirely burnt out on Tom Holland. I'm entirely burnt out on Spider-Man being a child. I don't want to see that no more. I know we're not talking about Spider-Man right now.
But do you want to see Tobey Maguire again, though?
No.
I'm fine with seeing a kid Spider-Man as long as it's Miles.
That's the only.
As long as it's Miles, I'm fine.
If we're doing Peter, he got to be 36. I'm so tired of seeing Peter.
36 is crazy.
I'm so tired of seeing high school.
He got to be our age.
I'm so tired of seeing high school Peter Parker, man. I love Peter in Spider-Verse. I love Peter B. Parker.
That's your aesthetic, bro.
It really is.
You are into
I'm tired of
dad
kids.
characters. But it's funny because so here's what I've learned about my friend after knowing him for these years. If you have an archetype of a character who is very powerful but whose main job is to teach babies, that's his favorite character. Here's how thorough it is. Not only is it Kakashi,
Piccolo.
Not only is it Piccolo, not only is it Gojo, not only is it what's my man Eraserhead.
Oh yeah.
It even goes into live action. It's also Steve from Stranger Things. Literally,
Steve's the mom.
If there's a character who is a cool ass character, but their main goal is to teach the babies and to protect the children, I guarantee that's his favorite character. I guarantee it.
Hey man,
true or false?
It's true. I mean, I'm not saying it's not.
I'm just, hey man, if my man has a type, bro, I'm with it.
But yeah, with that said, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, which is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Let's fucking go, man.
I've not seen this movie. I've seen it twice.
Me too. But where's my spoiler? There we go. I've seen it twice also.
I've seen it twice. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it or not. It's
really good.
We're going to talk about it. But yeah, man, Deadpool and Wolverine. First, what are your initial thoughts of this movie, dog?
It was fantastic. I loved it. Let me get the only bad thing I had to say about it out of the way first. And it's not even about the movie. It's about the press. There was a thing that was said during the press run that I wish they hadn't said. Feige allegedly said that and I don't exactly know what he meant. I think I do know what he meant by this, but it was very misleading. Feige allegedly said during the press run of this movie that this was really, quote unquote, the beginning of the X-Men being introduced to the MCU. And I was like, I don't know if the movie was really about that.
Yeah.
if anything, and I think what he meant was, and this was absolutely the case, it was a swan song for the Fox X-Men universe. Like, it was their exit out of the MCU. So it was like literally the opposite of what he said. Because like, I think there was a part of me that was like, oh shit, so are we gonna establish like the MCU X-Men in this movie? Because I part of me read it that's what he meant.
Was this the first movie? I know it's been said in this show. Is this the first MCU film that has said the word mutants though?
No.
Was it said in another movie?
It was said, okay, no, technically, but you can make an argument that it was the first time that it was made intentionally.
Yeah.
So there was the last episode of Miss Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said like a movie. I think this was
movie. Oh, yeah, I think so. I
do remember when they said it in the...
But even when they said it in Miss Marvel, it was like, it was very tongue-in-cheek. It was like, there's something, a mutation. Like, okay, guys. And then they did the...
It was almost like a fourth wall thing.
Yeah, like, hey, guys, you remember the mutants? They're coming.
Oh, God.
Hang tight, they're coming. Hey, you know what I did? I said, okay. Can't wait. I said, yum, more mutants, please.
Hilarious. I loved this movie.
Yes. That's the only negative thing I had. Everything else was fucking fantastic. Loved it.
I love this movie, and as I do when I see a movie I like, I'm gonna read you guys my Letterboxd review.
Okay.
5 stars. 5 stars.
Off top.
Here's what I said. You save the good stuff for special occasions. Killing mostly. Ha. I went into this with low expectations, despite being a diehard Deadpool and Wolverine fan because of the current state of this genre. I couldn't have been happier to be wrong. A love letter to comic book cinema, the good, the bad, and the forgotten. All of it. A masterpiece so stupid that it's excellent.
Yep.
A constant joke that absolutely refuses to take itself seriously unless it's spoon-feeding us comic book nerds some long-awaited fan service. And my goodness, is this fan service great. The first fight sequence between Wade and Logan is legendary. High-level choreography of some well-placed CGI that didn't dominate the violence. The fight in the car, brilliant and designed as if it was taking place through comic book panels. The music in this movie is hilarious, but also somehow fitting. A convoluted story that is extremely self-aware and loaded with some ridiculous cameos and the all-traditional D-list Deadpool movie villain.
D-list.
The Deadpool and Wolverine aspect of this movie was so good that honestly it didn't really matter who the villain was. Just when I thought I was satisfied, Wolverine reveals the mask attached to his suit, and for just one moment, I am almost certain that all Marvel fans, except Hero, agreed on something in unison. And that is that Wolverine wearing his mask was the coolest thing we've seen.
Wait a minute.
Comic book movie in years.
I don't want to get misunderstood. I enjoyed the moment. I just was validated when I thought, here, let me explain. I just always thought, damn, that mask might not look as good as we think it does in person. And it looked how I thought it was going to look. I'm glad it happened, and I loved it. I cheered when it happened, but I was like, okay, I see why y'all didn't do it the first time. I get it. Because as soon as that nigga turned around and you see that big old yellow cue ball, I was like, bruh, what the fuck's going on back there?
I disagree. It looked amazing. Sometimes a problem I experience with comic book movies is they sacrifice all of the action for a long middle act building exposition, but this movie really treats us to plenty of highs throughout the entire story. The bus scene with Deadpool and Wolverine both masked up, full costume, just mowing down an army of Deadpools is exactly what we've dreamed of. The one true MCU multiverse accomplishment, succeeding while also putting an end to a concept that I'm sure we are all tired of. Ryan Reynolds is irreplaceable and Hugh Jackman is a treasure. What a win for comic book fans. This is exactly what I needed it to be. I want you to call the comic book movie industry and tell them we back up.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I loved it. Loved this movie. Thought it was excellent. It was, so I love the first Deadpool movie, right? We all know this. I've told that story before. That's the first time I've ever seen a movie twice in a row on the same day. I saw that movie, went home for a second, went back and saw it again, the first Deadpool movie. I didn't like the second Deadpool movie. And
yeah, it was the weakest by far.
It's kind of, that thing We talk about this all the time. I'm an original Deadpool fan from old comic books in the 90s, and I don't care what anybody says. Don't let people lie to you, because people. Every time I say this to somebody, I don't like how Deadpool has kind of gone from a wisecracking assassin who was more of a Spider-Man quip, trash talker type of thing, to just body horror. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just body horror comic relief. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care what anybody says. He was not always like that. So don't let people tell you he was, because he wasn't.
He was serious for a while.
Yeah, it's a new thing. It's definitely a thing that started in like the 2000 teens. You know what I mean?
When I was younger, Deadpool and Cable were like the fucking edgy comic. They were the edgy Marvel characters. Yeah. Like they were like what your teenage cousins used to fucking watch, like fucking Deadpool, man. Like that kind of shit. He wasn't Deadpool. Wow, crazy. It wasn't that.
Blow my head off. So instead of ducking, I'm just gonna blow my head off with a rocket launcher.
Yeah,
nah. And but so I felt like the second movie had way too much of that, and that's why I don't like it. It does have that incredible, in the extended version, has that Yakuza bathhouse fight scene at the beginning. The extended version of that fight is ridiculous. But I don't really care for that movie like that. I also don't know if I loved Josh Brolin as Cable.
He was fine.
I don't know. I didn't really care for him as Cable.
I think he's a fine actor.
He's a good actor. Cable's just one of those characters, man. He's just not what I pictured.
I think let me try to.
Cable's also not old. He's not an old man.
But what you mean, bro? There's a lot of different versions of Cable. There's
a lot of
there's some versions of Cable that are as old as dirt.
I know, but I just feel like the one that the Cable that we all know from X-Force and most of the X-Men stuff.
I think he's supposed to. He's not like 60, but I think he's supposed to be grizzled.
I know he's grizzled.
Like I think
his hair is white from the techno-organic virus, not from him.
No, I think it's that, but I think it's like one of the things that's supposed to be a clear juxtaposition is that he's clearly older than his father. Like that's supposed to be
a thing.
That's a thing. That's like a plot point. Right. You know what I mean? So I think he's like supposed. If Scott's like 25 or whatever, I think we're to believe that Cable is like 40 something.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's. But I don't know. I didn't like Josh Brolin.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think that the character, the version of Cable that they wrote for the movie wasn't good. I think that Josh Brolin could have played a better written version of him. Is what I'm thinking.
That makes sense.
I still think John Hamm was the person that you should have had for Cable though.
I wanted Tom Hardy to play Cable. Honestly,
that could have been good too.
But yeah. So. But yeah, anyway, and then this movie, obviously, I like I said, I went into it with low expectations, and I was also kind of had like a hangover of just being annoyed by the Deadpool 2. So I was kind of going into it like, oh, these jokes not about to hit for me. They're about to get on my nerve. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I kind of found myself the first time I watched it, like almost trying not to laugh, and I just couldn't. Like, some of the stuff was so funny.
Yeah.
And so, the humor hit. Again, they had that dope scene. Let's just kind of just talk about the movie. Like, the beginning, the intro scene where he's beating the TVA guys with the adamantium skeleton.
The literal corpse of fucking desecrating the corpse of Logan is crazy work.
To NSYNC. And it was just that opening of this movie is hilarious.
Yeah,
that was great. And then, like I said, just the fight scene, man, between him and Wolverine was incredible. I really loved this movie, man. I liked it a lot. I loved it actually.
Yes.
What were some of your favorite parts?
Definitely the opening scene was great. I thought that the fight. The bus fight scene was crazy. I thought
it's like this Deadpool. He just the inability to just be serious at all for you.
Never.
It's crazy. It's just even the part when they're in the car and Wolverine just like tears into him.
Bruh.
And he's just like, give me one more word. Give me one word. And he just goes,
I want to fight you.
Gubernatorial.
Oh, gubernatorial. Bruh. And then he tears into him again.
Bro, I'm going to fight you now.
I think one of my favorite. So there's obviously.
Baby knife.
He was tagging him with that mug. There's one like super amazing scene that everybody loved, but I will say before that, I loved some of the best sweaty came from the multiverse jumping scene when he was trying to find the right version of Wolverine.
And so another good story here is this was, I took my Jay to see it. This was his first like R-rated movie in the theater, and he's 14. He is a very knowledgeable comic book head. Yeah. And so even, in that scene, he's like calling out it's Age of Apocalypse. And he's
Age of Apocalypse.
And he's just like calling out all the different Wolverines. And I'm just sitting here like, raised this kid right.
What I thought was super interesting, you had the Age of Apocalypse, you had
the one where he fights Hulk, and then they did the thing where you could see Hulk and the claws, like on the comic book cover. Yep.
The flat claws. You had
really dope, man. That was really dope.
The crucifixion cover.
Mm-hmm. You had the
So you had the patch alias.
Yep.
From
with Hulk too, where they wear the suits.
Yeah, what the fuck is the name of that island? Mandapore or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Madripoor.
Yeah.
And then my favorite, which I thought was really a nice touch, was true Old Man Logan.
Yeah, Old Man Logan was
because dope. Old Man Logan was kind of the inspiration for Logan, but it was not exactly.
Right.
This was the real version
real Old Man Logan.
of Old Man Logan, who kills all the X-Men after he is, I think Mysterio got him with a hallucination, and he kills all the X-Men. And now it's just like, dog, that fucking story is so great.
Yeah,
he just is hanging out by himself for like 100 years and then just decides, you know what? Hey man, fuck these niggas, and just decides to kill all the villains one by one just because I'm tired of y'all.
Facts.
Love it.
And then I think you said already the crucifix one. Mm-hmm. What is that? I know it's an Uncanny X-Men. It's like 250 something.
Yeah, I forget the exact story. I recently looked it up to try to refresh my memory. It has something to do with hold on.
All right.
I will in the meantime. Move.
Man. But yeah, those little Easter eggs were dope. And then
the Reavers. Yeah.
Okay.
And Donald Pierce. And that was the first time he meets Jubilee. Jubilee rescues him here. Okay. I think this is also not a. Oh no, this is Uncanny X-Men. This is 251.
Yeah. Oh my God, I was right. I was close. What did I say? 250.
Something like that. I don't.
250.
Yeah.
I was in there.
251. Yeah. This is the first. This is when
I was in there. I didn't flipped through a lot of dusty boxes of comic books in my life.
Yeah, so Jubilee rescues him, and yeah. So that was that crew. That's a pretty sweaty fucking panel right there.
Yeah, that was tough. I love the Age of Apocalypse one. Love this. What is the comic accurate short one? That's funny.
That shit was insane.
And then just the inside. There was a lot of inside jokes, man, in this movie. The Channing Tatum as Gambit, the Henry Cavill Wolverine. Just a lot of inside jokes if you're someone who's, always looking that stuff up on the internet and casting rumors and stuff like that.
That better fucking be, it's got to either be him or Tom Hardy, bro. Like, or they could just do what I think they probably will do is just pass the reins to Lorna McKinney, what the fuck is her last name? X-23. Laura Kinney.
Till you're 90.
Right.
But man, this movie was excellent.
Yes.
How did you feel about the? I guess first, what was your favorite part of this movie? Just number one favorite.
The cameos, man. The cameo scene was crazy.
So we know that you are a huge Gambit fan.
Yes.
How did you feel about the Channing Tatum Gambit?
I was better. I was more okay with it than a lot of people were. I think that I know he's been trying to do this role for literally for years. He looks a little bit like Gambit, but I think we talked about off air. I definitely think that once you see Randy Orton, you just kind of can't. You kind of can't see anybody else
Randy
as
Orton literally looks like Gambit.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he needs to play Gambit,
but he looks exactly like him, bro.
Just like him,
and it's just hard to see anybody else's face in that role. I will say though, I think he did a pretty good job with the Cajun accent. Like I can't lie, I think that's a super hard accent to do. I think he did a pretty good job. I think the only thing that I would critique him on is that he didn't go to the Gambit punchlines enough. Like, because you know when he sounded the most like Gambit is when he said share. When he did that, when he said whatever the phrase was and it ended it with share, I was like, okay, that was it. Yeah. That sounded just like Gambit. But he only did that once. He only did that one line. And had he did that more often, or the Mon Ami, like, you know, going into the Gambit one-liners, I would have coached him. If it was up to me, I would have coached him to do that more often.
Professional. Hey, look, man, I seen Gambit is one of the. If you were an X-Men fan in the 90s, Gambit was a prominent frontline X-Men member of the comics in the 90s. He was a fan favorite in the 90s. For sure.
Him and Wolverine, man, anti-heroes, dog.
Yeah. I didn't really take. I see. We kind of talked about our opinion of him. It didn't. I mean, I seen some people were mad. It didn't upset me. No. I didn't take it serious. I just kind of took it as what it was and as a kind of a joke. And actually, like you said, I thought he did a pretty decent job of nailing the
all things considered,
the dialect and the accent. That was cool.
Most importantly, though, his powers on screen look fire.
Yeah, and I think that was the most. Literally, I was just about to say that. I literally have it in my phone.
Yeah,
I think that was the most important takeaway from it was that we need a live action Gambit because his powers look.
He looks sweet as hell,
screen. Bro. Like they nailed his powers. They nailed the costume.
Costume looks sweet. Even the face plates look good. Bro. I was worried about them because you know the face plates is another thing. There's like, does that look better? Does it look better on the panel than it does in the?
Sweet, man.
That shit looks sweet, bro.
That's dope. So yeah, that was I think the biggest takeaway from the Gambit. But obviously the Blade cameo was dope.
And they brought the fucking the music back with the lion roar. I was like, dog, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was dope.
They brought Wesley back, dog.
That was dope. The cameos were funny. They were really good. And just this movie, man, it had the comic book charm to it.
It did.
It did. It had the.
There was one cameo that I was disappointed in my audience with, and it was Johnny Storm.
Yeah, man. So actually, the first time I saw the movie,
did this surprise you?
The crowd went. The crowd was like hip to it, and they kind of were cracking up, and it was. And then the second time I saw it, the crowd was just they didn't. The audience just didn't react to it.
For there was a reaction. The reason why I was quote unquote disappointed is because it's like y'all didn't see this coming, bro. Like
yeah. Like wait, you actually thought it was gonna be Captain America?
Like the first time I saw it in the first audience, they were like stunned. Oh my God. They were like, oh
yeah, but this probably people who may have literally never seen that movie.
Fair, I guess we are old.
You know what I'm saying? Though?
But it's like, bro, how could you think? Of course, it was gonna be Johnny Storm.
People really thought it was about to be Cap. That's crazy.
Nah. As soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh no!"
I instantly knew it.
As soon as I heard him say, "What did he say?" He said,
"Bro, he's gonna say it."
It was even before that, bro. He said it's Marvel's answer to like Taylor Swift or something like that. I was like, "Oh, they must be talking about Chris Evans or Chris Evans." And then when I saw him, I was like, "Oh yeah, no, he's gonna be." And I even whispered, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be Chris Evans, but I bet you he's gonna be Johnny Storm instead."
Dog,
and of course he was.
It was hilarious. He's gonna say it. He's gonna say it. Avengers.
And then when he started cussing, I was like, okay, clearly this is not Cap.
Yeah, bro. So funny. Yeah. This movie, it was excellent, man.
Yeah, I loved it.
One of my favorite comic book movies ever, one of my favorite MCU movies. They just delivered what I needed it to be, you know. Really nothing more than that. Like, it's just sometimes you just really want a movie to be something, and it was what I wanted it to be. So
Same.
I have no complaints. I loved it. It was dope.
So let me suggest an audible here just for the sake of time.
Facts.
I would love us to do. We have a special tier list planned, but I want us to get into it. But I don't know that we have enough time because it's literally every single Marvel thing ever.
Holy crap.
And I want us to make sure that we can dedicate.
You looked through it?
It's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 36.
Dang.
40 entries.
Holy crap. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. There's 40 entries here. 39 entries to be precise. I would recommend that we dedicate like an entire episode to this.
We'll do this next time.
Yeah.
So we'll do this next time. But what we will do.
Yes.
What we will do. What are we going to do?
Do you want to revisit that one?
What was that one?
That one that we did a long time ago that somebody put in the Discord.
What was it?
The top 5 or starting 5.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So so we were gonna actually talk about this. I saw one of our Discord homies literally maybe an hour ago, not long ago at all, posted something in the Discord that, you know, it's Discord content. It was the homie OG Revenite. It was he said, who would you have on an all superhero basketball team? And I said, that's crazy. That was one of the very first things that we ever did on this podcast.
Yes.
Like literally episode 1 maybe. Or 2.
In
the top, it was in the first like 5 episodes of the podcast for sure. Yep. Where we did this.
I'm literally like scrolling through to find it right now.
I'm trying to find my old you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find my old starting 5 that I did on that first podcast episode because I'm very interested to see what I said back then, all those years
see if anything
ago.
Has changed. Dog, Instagram loads so slow these days. What the fuck?
What did I say here? Bruh, I've already found some really old podcast stuff. Oh my! Did you find it? If you can find it,
I'm getting close.
But yeah, this is it's really cool that he kind of said this without even, you know, thinking. Oh, I found mine. I found mine.
I'm close. Hold on.
I found mine. Mine's got mine has an anime character in it. So
yes.
I'll make a change since mine has an anime character.
Yeah, so we did a starting 5 with a 6-man as well.
All right.
Damn.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. Okay, so here's my original starting 5, and I'm gonna see if there's any changes. So at point guard out of Harlem, New York, Miles Morales.
Hey, handle, quickness,
athleticism,
strength,
basketball IQ. He actually hoops. So like off top. Then obviously shooting the bloody cash. Shooting 100% from 3. Superhuman hand-eye coordination. We got Hawkeye as the shooting guard. Gosh. Literally shooting 100% from 3. He's the best player in the league. If you shoot 100% from 3, you're the best player in the league.
This is good, even though this was on like the early podcast.
Starting at the small forward position, I had Nightwing. Athlete, bro. Freaky ass finishes, dog. Talking about, hey,
he's cutting back door and doing the one handed reverse
with the late pickups and the you know what I'm saying? Hey, I won. Tricky finishes, dog.
Man.
Damn, I lost it, but the good news is I think I remember it. At power forward, I had Bane. Goddamn. Grabbing every single rebound, dog. Every single rebound. And just playing bully defense, bro. And then at my center, I had Chewbacca. Just because obviously he's 7'11".
Protect the rim.
But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna upgrade. And I'm gonna draft Chewbacca's angry black cousin. Black Chris Stanton is gonna be my new 5. Because Chewie, he had to pass. Chewie's old, man. He had to pass the reins down to his nephew.
Hilarious.
So Black Chris Stanton is my center, and then my 6th man I had Frank Castle. Because I need a gunner off the bench.
You need somebody coming off the bench
shooting, fucking flamethrowing, dog. I need a shooter off the bench, and they ain't no.
I feel like Frank Castle gonna lock up on D.
Facts,
he
bro.
About to sit.
He gonna sit down on D. He gonna be on some like Pat Bev, like kind of, you know what I'm saying? Instigating, getting the crowd, agitating the opposing team.
Bro, instigating. Oh my god.
And then for my coach, I had I fucking can't remember his name. The guy from the Inhumans.
Karnak.
Karnak, yes. Whose literal power is, nigga, I'm smarter than you. God damn it. His power is that I can find the weakness in any system. That's crazy. Like whatever defense you run in, I got the answer, bro. Like literally my power is to be able to deconstruct all of that shit.
Bro.
That's
crazy.
That's my squad. I like my squad, man. I don't think I'm gonna make any changes other than Black Chris Stanton at the power forward.
So I have my original one, but I had some. So I think what we said was a superhero team. So I had a couple anime characters in there. So I'm just gonna read what I would do now.
Okay.
But I love my team that I put together here. But so my point guard would be Nightcrawler.
Nice. Oh, he would be so tricky to try to guard.
Just teleporting
everywhere.
Teleporting in the passing lanes, teleporting to the hoop. Nightcrawler is the point guard. Shooting guard, we are locked in on Hawkeye. I mean, 100% from 3-point range makes you the greatest player of all time.
Nah, I mean, you can't be stopped. I mean, you're the GOAT.
100% for the 3-point line makes you the greatest player of all time. At small forward, I had Taskmaster.
That's a great.
I mean, let me hold on. Let me put on this LeBron film real quick.
Facts.
Taskmaster, small forward. You talk about he's gonna have similar freaky finishes and layups to Nightwing. He's also about to just watch some Kevin Durant film, man, and just go out and just beat Kevin Durant.
Man, that's crazy. That's a cheat code.
At power forward, we got Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, dog.
Just changing size, blocking shots. He got some muscle on him. He gonna be down there rebounding. He gonna be down there protecting the paint. And then at center, we got Mr. Fantastic. Stretching out, saving the ball from going out of bounds. Probably just get the rebound at the and then just literally just
Michael Jordan
dunk it at the opposite end of the court.
Michael Jordan on some Space Jam,
blocking every shot. And then my 6 man off the bench. I believe last time, I think I had Shikamaru.
Shikamaru,
yeah, something like that. But for me now, my 6 man off the bench, I think I would probably, let's see here. Oh, I think my 6th man, I'm gonna have to go with. He would be my second point guard, so I would go Miles Morales off the bench.
Love it.
As a backup to Nightcrawler. But that would definitely be my team. Nightcrawler at the 1, Hawkeye at the 2, shooting 100% from 3. Taskmaster at the small forward, Apocalypse at the 4, and Mr. Fantastic protecting the rim and blocking shots from the opposite end of the court. Chase it down, block without moving.
That's insane.
Team's got a fast break, about to have a dunk. My man just outstretches his arm from the opposite free throw line and gets a chase down block. Hilarious.
That's crazy.
But that would be my team, man. Next time we're gonna tier rank all of the MCU movies. I feel like S tier might be kind of light.
I can think of a couple,
I'm
but
thinking MCU movies, I'm thinking like maybe like 5 or 6. That would be an S tier for me.
I mean, 5 or 6 is pretty good for S tier.
Yeah.
I would call that
good,
appropriate.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for listening.
Yes, sir.
Catch you on the next one. Yeah, man. Cyberpunk Rhapsody out. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. This video, how many views does
43K.
Holy crap. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That might be my most viewed. It's definitely top like 2 or 3 most viewed.
Definitely my most viewed video, that's for sure.
That's crazy.
Without a doubt.
But yeah, thank y'all, man. We'll work on getting another video done, and appreciate the support.
Let's go.
Peace.